Hey guys, welcome back. I am Yoga Birch and today we're going to be doing a gentle yoga flow. So what that means is just really slow, self-loving movements that will help us start our day or end our day. And if you just want to get a little bit of movement somewhere along your timeline of the day, this is the perfect video for you. So let's grab something comfy to wear and get started. Here and actually lay down all the way. So letting our feet fall out to the edges of the mat, squeezing our shoulder blades in together, letting our palms face up towards the ceiling, and let's close our eyes. Starting to connect our breath to our body and grounding down. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale, bringing the arms over the head, stretching our hands towards one side of the room and pointing our toes to the other side, zipping up through the middle. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring our right knee into our chest and just squeeze it in towards our chest. Rotating the ankle one way. And reversing that rotation. And let's subtly rock our hips. So bringing the knee towards the center of our body and then bringing it outside towards the edge of the mat. Just slowly rocking it here, loosening up any of the tension we have in that hip. Remembering to breathe into any of those spots, pausing if something feels like it needs a little extra love here. Take one more breath. Inhale, squeeze the knee a little closer to the body, and let's bring it to the left side, extending our right arm to the side and pulling the right knee over to the left. Finding a slight spinal twist here, allowing your left hand to lay on the knee, and if you want a deeper stretch, looking towards the right fingertips. Let's take one more breath here. And bring the knee back into our chest, giving it one more squeeze. Let's bring our nose to our knee now. Squeezing up and release. Let's switch legs. Bring that right leg out and bring that left knee in now. We can grasp where the shin is, or we can find a little bit more space here, grabbing behind the hamstring. Wherever it feels good. Each side's different, so listening to yourself here. And let's find that slight rock. So letting the knee fall out towards the side and bringing it towards the center. Let's take one more breath wherever we are here. Inhale, bringing the knee in, and then now stretching it over to the right side, bringing our left hand out and twisting to the right. Finding a deeper stretch by bringing our gaze towards the left fingertips. Letting gravity take that knee closer to the ground. Allowing your spine to release here. One more breath. And let's inhale the knees back up to the chest now. Bringing your left knee in, bring your nose up, squeeze, and right knee meets the left, coming into a little ball, keeping the shoulders off the ground. Let's just rock side to side, finding a little massage in our low, mid-back. Inhale and exhale. Let's release, keeping our knees towards our chest for just a moment and rolling them to the right. Circling our knees. Let's rotate both ankles. While we're doing that, it's a little mind game here. So rotating our knees and rotating our ankles one way. And let's switch the circle on both. Just activating our brain, being able to move two separate parts of our body. One more breath, and let's release. Let's bring our feet up to the sky. We're gonna do legs up the wall, but without the wall. So you can have a slight bend in your knees here. You can bring your hands under your head, letting your feet relax. You can have them pointed or flexed, whatever feels good. And let's hold here, really pressing that lower spine into the mat. Let's close our eyes and just find our breath. One more breath here. Opening our eyes. Let's squeeze our knees into our chest again and start to rock. Grabbing behind our thighs now. Pausing in moments. If we can find some balance, coming into boat pose. And then letting ourselves roll back. Just having fun here. Giving ourselves a little spinal massage all the way from the top of the spine to the bottom. Inhale and exhale. Let's come to stillness. Pausing in our boat. Let's hold on to our legs here though. A lot of the times we'll let go, find that core engagement. But today, let's really squeeze our legs into our chest. We can flare our toes and just pause here, finding that the point of focus here on our tail. So like, where are we balancing? Is it more to the back, to the front? Really sitting up through our spine, spreading our toes wide. Inhale and exhale. Drop the shoulders from the ears. One more breath. And let's release. Bring the soles of our feet together. Let's come to star pose. So bringing our heels farther away from our pelvis. So about an arm's distance. Let's inhale. The arms up to the sky. Dropping those shoulders. And then hinge at the hips, falling over the legs. Remembering to breathe. Let's inhale. Look up over our feet towards our fingers and spider walk our hands over to the right side. Bringing our knee over nose, we can bring our left hand towards our thigh and push that hip away, grounding the hip, but also getting a deeper stretch into the side body here. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's release that hand and walk through the center over to the left side. Bringing our knee over nose and our right hand to our right thigh, pushing that thigh away and creating a little bit more of a stretch in the right side body. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release, walking back through center. Let's stretch out a little bit more through the center. So walking our fingers out until they can't go anymore. And dropping our head. And one more breath. And let's walk ourselves back up here. Spreading our legs wide now, coming to a wide angle pose. Let's keep our triangle small. So a lot of the times you want to get that ultimate stretch. Today we're taking it easy. So let's pause here, finding a smaller triangle with our legs, keeping our toes pointed towards the ceiling. Inhale, bringing our hands to heart center. Let's sit back, making sure we're really sitting on our sits bones. So you might need to remove some glute. Wherever you are, one more breath. And releasing that hand over to the right toes. Stretching the left over and twisting up towards the sky. Keeping your feet activated, but getting another side body stretch, but now working into the hamstrings. One more breath here. Let's inhale back to center, keeping our hands towards the sky, rolling the shoulders down and back. And now let's stretch to the left side, bring the left hand to left toes, really pulling ourselves towards the leg and twisting up towards the ceiling, rotating the chest and arching the right arm over the ear. One more breath here. Let's release back up through center and hinging at the hips. Let's drop our fingers and walk ourselves out now, coming to our wide angle forward fold. So finding your limit. You might be able to go completely flat on the ground, but if not, coming to our forearms, just allowing ourselves to really relax, dropping our head, maybe when we're rocking back and forth, reminding those muscles to relax. They hold on to a lot of tension. We do a lot of walking. Our thighs hold a lot of tension throughout the week. So just being kind to ourselves here, gently letting our muscles relax, but actively keeping our toes towards the ceiling. We want to protect our knees and continuously stay active in those feet. One more breath here. Let's inhale, walk ourselves back up, grab behind the legs here, bending at the knees, crossing at the ankles, and let's come over to our tabletop position. So finding our shoulders over our wrists, protecting our wrists, protecting our knees by finding our hips over our knees. Let's inhale, drop the belly into our cow. Rolling the shoulders back. And exhale, pulling our spine up towards the ceiling into cat. And finding our own pace here, maybe slowing down and pausing or continuing to move. Let's take one more breath here. Meeting back in neutral spine after our last cow. Bringing our left hand to the center of the mat. Let's inhale the right arm up to the sky. Slight spinal twist and thread the needle. Bringing that right shoulder to the ground. Twisting our head to look up at the ceiling. Remembering to keep our hips over our knees. And here we go. Opening up the shoulders. One more breath. Now let's push into the right hand, bringing that right hand back up and release it to the ground. Bringing the right hand now to the center of the mat, inhaling the left arm up to the sky and threading the needle under the right arm. Pressing into that right hand to twist up to look at the ceiling. Breathing into our belly. One more breath. Pressing into the right hand now, twisting back up, opening the chest. And let's release. Grounding down through our fingers, let's stretch our right toes out and rock on the foot, getting a nice calf stretch. Pressing into our toes. Inhale and exhale, releasing that calf and stretching the other leg now, rocking on those toes. One more breath here. Let's come back to tabletop and do a puppy pose to get a nice chest opener. So let's walk our hands out about a palm print and a half. And drop our chest towards the ground, keeping our hips over our knees. You can either drop your forehead, or if you have a little bit more space in your shoulders, coming to our chin. But remember, we're taking it easy today, so listen to what you need. One more breath. Inhale and exhale, pressing into the hands. Let's walk them back underneath our shoulder blades. Tuck our toes and let's slowly pull ourselves up to our first dog of the day. So let's walk through our dog, bending into the left knee and then the right, finding your triangle position, working towards an equilateral triangle, the tip of the triangle being our spine, the base of our spine. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring that right foot up, keeping our toes pointed to the ground. Pausing here in our three-legged dog. Let's point our toes, bend our knee into our nose, and let's step it through. Coming to our low lunge now. So finding our knee over our ankle. Let's press brightly into both feet. Inhale and exhale, dropping the left knee now, coming into our crescent lunge. So letting your body fall forward, knee coming over the toes. And let's stay here, really working on that hip, dropping towards the ground. The next move would be to come to our knee with our hands and push away. But today I'm gonna stay here and really work that left hip towards the ground, stretching into our psoas here. Let's take one more breath wherever we are and push into our fingertips, bringing ourselves back onto that left knee and finding our half split. So you can either come here with our toes pointed to the sky, or if you want a nice stretch into the top of our shin, into our foot,
keeping our toes planted. Wherever you are, let's inhale, bring our hands towards the front of the mat and stretch over that leg. Remembering your breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's bend into that knee. Walk ourselves back over to our crescent lunge. And now let's heel toe our foot towards the left side of the mat. Coming to our pigeon. So leaning over that leg and sitting down equally into our hips. Here we are. To have a little bit deeper of a stretch here, you can bring your shin to be parallel with the front of your mat. If not, if it's a little tender today, bring that heel close to that pelvis. Wherever you are, let's press into our fingers. Inhale, slight back bend here. And exhale, let's fall over that leg, coming into our forearms and dropping our head, finding our breath. Actively pulling that left hip towards the ground. One more breath here. And let's push into our hands, spreading our fingers wide, tucking our toe, and bringing ourselves back up to three-legged dog. Let's open the hip now, bending the right knee, looking underneath the right armpit. One more breath, and releasing that right foot to meet the left. Let's push back in our hands, come down to our knees. Bring your knees as wide as our mat and sit back into our child's pose for a moment. Let's inhale, press into our hands, look up and walk over to the right side. Bringing our left hand over the top of our right. And again, finding that nice, deep left side body stretch. So sitting back into the left hip, press the ground away from you. One more breath. And release, walking back through center, coming to the left side and bringing the right hand over the left palm and stretch into that right side body. Press the ground away. One more breath here. Releasing back to center. Let's tuck our toes, pull ourselves back through tabletop, and come up to our downward dog. Breathing in your downward dog for just a moment. Really pressing those heels towards the ground. Let's inhale that left foot up now, keeping the toes dialed down towards the ground. Inhale, bend the knee, bring it to your nose. Hover for a moment, and let's step it through. Coming to our low lunge, finding our knee over ankle. Inhale and exhale, dropping that right knee, letting our body pull over the left side now, coming to our crescent lunge, and working on our hip, pressing towards the ground, staying on our fingertips, finding our breath. Breathing into that right side body. Pressing the hip towards the ground. One more breath here. And let's push back into our fingers. And now coming to, again, our half split. So keeping your toes on the ground if you did it on the other side. If not, bringing your toes towards the sky, getting a deeper stretch into your hamstring. Let's inhale. Bring our fingertips towards the front of the mat and stretch up and over that leg. Really finding a deep stretch in our hamstring. One more breath here. Let's inhale, bring our weight back into the left foot and find our pigeon on this side. So let's heel toe the left foot towards the right edge of the mat. Bring our knee to the left and sitting down in our pigeon. Let's push into our fingertips, looking up at the sky, a slight back bend. Inhale and exhale, falling over that leg, coming into our forearms and pausing here. Pulling that right hip towards the left side. Sorry, towards the right side. Pushing it towards the ground. Finding your hips to be equally coming towards the ground. We have a tendency to want to roll to the left, but actively pulling ourselves will help the stretch. One more breath here. Let's inhale, push into our hands, tuck the right toes, and come all the way back up to our three-legged dog, opening up our hips, bending the left knee, looking under the left hand. Inhale and exhale, left foot meets right. Let's drop down to our knees and push ourselves back to sit on our heels. So here, let's sit on our heels and get a nice ankle stretch. So you can find yourself, if this is a weird position, you can find yourself a block or a pillow and sit on top of it just to create a little space. People's knees are a little weird. So just finding that. Sitting back, and let's inhale, bring our hands to our heart, pausing here. And exhale, bring the right hand to the right knee. Pull that knee up towards our body, sitting back into our feet. Here we go. We'll find that stretch for sure. Listening to our ankles. One more breath, and releasing that right knee down and switching, bringing that left knee up with our left hand. Pulling it up towards our body. Slight movement here, but it's really intense. So if this is too much, just stay here. That's perfect. One more breath and release. Now let's all start with our hands by the front of our knees. A little bit before them. So, and we're gonna bring both of our knees up. Sorry, zen out. So inhale, press into the fingers and start to lift the knees. Walking your fingertips back until, and this could be where you are, sitting right here, playing with that. If that's too much, just rocking. But if you want to go to the next level, coming all the way to sit up to the side, keeping your knees together. And if you want to go to the next level, inhale the hands to heart center. Pausing here. Wherever you are, take one more breath. Let's release, coming all the way down. Let's shift forward to tabletop, bang out the feet. Release any of the tension. Inhale and exhale. Let's cross our heels and sit all the way back, coming to seated position. Let's sit up through the spine. Inhale the arms to the sky, rolling the shoulders down and back. And let's twist to the right, bringing our left hand to our right knee. This one last little twist for us. Letting your exhale take you deeper into your twist. And inhale, back to center. Let's twist to the left now. looking back over your shoulder. And release back to centering. Bringing those arms up, sitting back into our sits bones. And let's release, bringing our soles of our feet together, but now bringing our heels really close to the pelvis. So squeezing them in. Your knees might be up here, and that's fine. But actively pulling those knees towards the earth is the goal. Coming to our Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Inhale and exhale. Let's hinge our hips, coming over our legs. Just pausing here for a moment. One more breath. And let's walk out a little bit deeper. Bringing our hands in front of us. Inhale. And exhale. Releasing over our legs. One more breath here. And let's walk ourselves back up. Grab the outsides of our knees. Squeeze our knees into our chest. So finding a hug here. Dropping our head to our knees. Just for a moment. Little self-love. You came to the mat today. That's beautiful. You showing yourself you need this, right? Some gentle yoga, waking our muscles up. One more breath, and let's release. Letting our spine roll down onto the mat, keeping our knees into our chest. Let's pause here for a moment. And release the soles of the feet to the earth. Keeping our feet together, so coming to a supine Baddha Konasana. Allowing the knees to fall out, keeping the soles of the feet together. Let's bring our hands onto our belly. Intertwine our fingertips. Squeeze our shoulder blades in towards each other. And release down, creating some space in our chest. This is a vulnerable state here. So enjoy this vulnerability, trusting yourself, trusting your environment. Let's close our eyes. Feel our breath, lift our hands and let them fall. Staying here for as long as you like. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Yoga Birch. Namaste.